Welcome back to the Tu-Vie podcast, your TV movie entertainment needs podcast. I'm your host, James, and sitting with me is Cameron, who's doing the Screamer.
Yeah, I'm great. How are
I
you?
think there's going to be a compilation of you doing that
Just
face.
just
It's
losing my
just
mind at the very beginning of a
clockwork
recording.
oranging at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
A good way to break into it. So today we're talking Greta Gerwig, who is our writer director for this pick. So let's get into it. Cameron, as we do every time, we do the top four known for, right?
Uh Barbie.
Okay.
Uh, Lady Bird. I almost said Gone Girl. Little Women
Okay.
and Frances Ha.
So you got two out of the four. Sorry, that laugh got my head. I got really hit on that one.
Was White Noise one of them?
No. So two of them I think are acting credits, and the other two are writer director. Oh, no, sorry, three of them are acting credits. So it goes Lady Bird, Frances Ha, Greenberg, and Mistress America.
IMDb is a bad website
It's
and needs to be
it's
deleted off the face of the earth.
it's really just a resume for actors. Like I get it because it's
Yeah,
easy,
but
but like
also if you're gonna say known for, put the
yeah.
ones they're actually known for
Yeah,
in
I would
front
100% agree with the list you gave 1000% with Little Women, Barbie, and Lady Bird for sure. Because those, I mean, those are the three she did. And so,
of.
yeah. So for the writer, director, actor credits, she has 14 writer credits, 6 director, and 42 actor credits.
She do be acting.
I think she originally was an actor in all
No,
of
yeah,
this.
yeah, she was.
So, and I remember reading up on a little more about her because I wanted to read more about her.
Did your
She,
research,
I did. That's why I have this
did your
podcast for.
homework.
Yeah, that's what I do my week. I watch Scott Pilgrim and research our writer director.
How was the new show?
New show is incredible. It is so fun. I have loved every second of watching it.
I've heard a lot of mixed opinions.
Like if you're expecting, let me say this. I'm not I think you're watching it, and if you are watching this and you're watching the show, I'm not gonna spoil it for you here. Um I am surprised on what direction they went to
Mhm.
because it's not the movie, but I love the direction they went to.
All right, all
So
right.
it's like if you think you're gonna get a recreation of the movie, you're gonna get something so much better, in my
Bad.
opinion. Well, I mean, hey, for someone who watched it 8 times in a week and now 3 other times this week,
Yeah.
it's fun.
Jesus, so many films.
What
That's
can I say?
so.
What can I say? I
I
like the
feel like
movie.
I'd get sick of it at a
I
point.
can't get sick of this movie. I can't. I just there's something in my body that is just like go again.
Mhm.
I like it. But so she's got 42
Your
actor
life.
credits. Yeah, I know. So with her 42 credits, I remember hearing that or reading about the reason why she took a lot of information for writing and directing was from what she got on set. Like she saw a lot of the process and everything and then
Right.
took
If you
that.
work with directors, you'll learn how to direct.
Yeah, some people who are just there to
Also,
there.
very fun, so.
I mean, yeah, there's some pretty well-known and really good directors in there. So taking that kind of craft and apply it to your own is a pretty good way to do it. Like I think a lot of people who are actors that go do directors, that's kind of like they're studying in a way. Like it's like they're Tarantino, but just being actually on the face of where they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, she's very quickly thrown herself in like the most popular directors.
Which is insane.
Like she's a name you can put in a trailer and people will be like, I know what she's done.
Yeah,
Like
and
her
that's
and Jordan Peele are like the two like
yeah.
new popular faces in a director's. Like you ask if somebody knows who Yorgos Lanthimos is, they're gonna be like, what? Who?
That
You
doesn't
tell
roll
them
off the tongue as well as
We'll
Greta
tell them
Gerwig.
there's a new Greta Gerwig movie. They're gonna be like, oh, I love her.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a really good point. Jordan Peele and her really have done, I think Jordan's done 3 movies as well, right?
Mhm.
So they're both on the 3 movie counter and one being better than the last each
Yeah.
time. Because I
Mhm.
know, hold on. You think, well, okay, Lady Bird to Little Women, vastly different.
Yeah.
Would you refer to Jordan Peele to disagree or what?
I think Get Out is better than Us.
That is true. No. Well, in terms of like his style, though, in terms of what he's growing with like Monkey Paw Productions,
And also I think Lady Bird is better than Little Women.
I agree. So, okay. The point being, their craft grows. That's what
Yeah.
that was the original point. Yeah, their craft grows. And yes, Lady Bird was far better than Little Women. I was Googling like what ages these people were supposed to be playing. I don't know if that was important to the story, but I
Yeah.
mean, I did like in the movie with Little Women the different color scheme that they had for when it was the past and the present.
Oh yeah, good colors.
That's all. You're a big fan of orange and blue.
They lit it well to let you know that everyone is sad and miserable
And
now.
then everyone's happy. It's like it was a
Yeah.
good. And my mom, she's already seen it. So when I watched it, she was watching it with me, and she already saw it beforehand. And I'm like, when it first started doing that, I go, "Oh, that's cool." She goes, "What?" I go, "It's using two different colors to represent when they were happy in the family,
Yeah.
and then when big spoiler,
She did.
I think it was yeah, she died. I remember who was it like
It was
Beth?
Beth, yeah.
It's the person who didn't get much screen time. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Just goner. And my mom had like the epiphany, like, oh, I never caught that. I just thought they just couldn't pick something, or she's something like along the lines of not understanding it, which is fine. Which is totally fine. I'm not saying she's stupid for it. I just like that.
Yeah.
That's a really cool, subtle, nonverbal way to say it, which would be really annoying if they're like,
It's
"We're
good
sad now."
visual language.
Yeah, and the cinematography in that movie, like it was. There were some shots I felt very Wes Anderson because it felt very
It's a very
symmetrical.
cozy movie.
And it just felt perfectly symmetrical. Like there was a lot of wide shots with either the palaces or the big
Yeah.
homes or like the proposals and everything. That felt really good. And then Turn to Lady Bird, which is a very stressful and emotional roller coaster of a movie,
Yeah.
which Saoirse kills every single
Very
time.
good. She's
Whatever,
very
whatever
good.
she's so good. And I'm saying it right. Saoirse Ronan.
For sure. Yeah.
Saoirse, yeah. She hides that accent insanely. Like I'm more impressed by people who I don't think are British because they're Americans so convincing. And then when
My
Americans try and do British, it's the worst thing I've ever heard.
my dad always has this story he tells me. So my dad's favorite show is The Wire, which is a very
Really,
good.
it's a good
Oh yeah,
show.
loves it. Um, and he remembers being absolutely like stunned the first time he heard an interview with Idris Elba because he was so convinced that he's like that guy has to be from Baltimore. He had the accent so down. And then he hears Idris Elba's talking. He's like, British? What?
Yeah, I was the same way with Christian Bale. I've never heard him in like I never saw him in anything else he's done that wasn't like bat like this is when I was younger. Like I saw him
Yeah.
in Batman, I saw him in Newsies, I saw him in Howl's Moving Castle. So I always heard him with the English inflection. But then when I saw him in interviews, like I think it was for the Prestige, and his him like talking like yeah, working with Nolan. I'm like, what? No.
British people are funny. They talk funny. I remember when the Queen died, I made
Oh,
a I made a post God's
do you want this out here, Cameron?
yeah, 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 I do.
Okay.
So do you know what yik yak is?
Oh, that was the thing. Yeah, we all used that when we were at in
Yeah,
Flamingo.
it's just like
Yeah,
anonymous posting
like a
based on
community post. Yeah.
um and don't go on it after 10 p.m. People are weird.
I didn't see
Um
much at 10 p.m. I didn't see much, but I guess I wasn't
mm,
scrolling down far enough then.
it's gross.
I mean, I did see some gross stuff. Don't worry.
But like I made a post that was like, guys, the queen is dead. You guys can stop talking like that. She's not paying attention anymore. Like
That's that's not funny.
and I told my Irish roommates that and they got a good kick out of that.
Yeah, you told me your Irish roommates were going hard
Oh, they
when that
partied
happened.
so hard that day. Oh,
Yeah,
they were so happy.
yeah. Well, God may she rest. But back to Greta.
So happy.
Yeah. Well, back to Greta. I think Lady Bird. I think besides Barbie, which is a great, great movie, Lady Bird was definitely something that I think it was all. Was it like an original story that she came up with, or like somewhat?
Yes, but also there's a little bit of controversy because there's like this Spanish movie that's like a lot like it. That
Oh,
was accused of plagiarism, but like it's a thing.
Okay. Well, I much enjoy Lady Bird more than Little Women. Not as
I think
much.
Lady Bird is still her best work.
I think yeah, Lady Bird, even the opening when it's in the first 2 minutes, you kind of see the interaction with that with
Yeah, that
Saoirse and
scene
her
in the
mom.
car where she jumps out is immediately just like I get this movie, I get its vibe, it's very funny, and it's
You
going
know,
to be about.
yeah, you know
It's like
exactly where it's
like the
going,
entire movie concentrated in like one scene.
and it's in the first 2 minutes. I think that happens. So it
Yeah,
really,
like you like see them in a hotel and then they're in the car.
yeah, like, and then they have the book, and then immediately cuts to her in the Catholic school. Even what's written on the cast is like just it's in the first, I think, 5 minutes. Even you understand exactly where this movie's going, and it doesn't not lead exactly where you need it to be.
Yeah.
And I think,
But it
and this
still
wasn't
also
Timothy's
keeps
first
you on your
movie.
toes.
Yeah, yeah, and this wasn't Timothy's first movie, was it? His first
No,
movie, his first big movie, I think, was
Interstellar.
Interstellar. But this one, I think, wasn't this the one that like skyrocketed a career though? Because it was
Well,
a more supporting role.
this was his big 2017 where he was in this and Call Me by Your Name. Very,
Call
very
Me by
big.
Your Name was in 2017.
You're
Wow. And then Little Women was in 2019. So yeah, that 2017
Beautiful
jump from,
Boy was the next year. Like
that's a good movie. I like that.
there's
That's one of my favorite Chalamets.
favorite Chalamets.
I mean, he's got a lot.
But yeah, oh man, he was in a lot of. Yeah, he
This
was
kid's
in
working.
Call Me by Your Name, Hot Summer Nights and Lady Bird all in 2017. He was
He was
oh, and
working.
Hostiles with Christian Bale. He was
Really?
cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this kid's like the Pedro Pascal of 2024 of 2017.
I think his first big movie though was Men, Women and Children.
I don't think I saw that one.
That was like the thing that was like, oh, this kid can act.
Huh.
And then he was in
And
Interstellar
now he's Willy Wonka.
and he was in Interstellar and then everybody was at the time did not he was just kind of a guy and now everybody looks back and they're like, what the hell? Timothy Chalamet is on this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna go back and see all the other movies he's done, like quick little cameos or small roles like that.
Yeah.
And because frankly, I don't remember him being in Interstellar until I was looking at his IMDb one day. And for some reason, I'm like,
That entire character is a very forgettable character.
because all I remember is Jessica
Like,
Chastain as the grown adult, and then the old lady. Was it
yeah.
Jessica Chastain?
I love that because like I remember this year I was like, oh hey, Casey Affleck's in Oppenheimer. That's cool. And then I was like, oh wait, they've worked together before.
Really, Nolan and Casey Affleck?
Casey Affleck plays grown-up Timothy Chalamet in that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, man. See, that's my point.
Frank, oh, let me be
That
honest though. I
entire
did only
character is
watch
just like a
I only watched
oh,
Interstellar once. I did just the one
it's a
time.
good movie. It's a good movie.
I don't remember liking it.
You should. I didn't like it a ton whenever I first watched it, but
Yeah.
also when the first time I watched it was in middle school, so I was not smart.
Okay.
Um,
So that's well. So I have a funny story with Interstellar because I originally went to go see Dumb and Dumber 2 with my dad, and
uh,
we hated it. So we got our money back, and the guy was like, "Hey, instead of this, we can put your money towards two IMAX tickets because it's the exact same thing. If you want for the next IMAX showing, this time this day." My dad was like, "Sure," because we didn't know what it was, so we grabbed it, and I didn't realize because at the time that was when Interstellar was coming out. It was like kind of maybe like a
yeah,
week out, so we grabbed the tickets. Went to go see the movie. We both didn't like it. We're like, we should have just got our money back, really, because he's in the
I think
walls. He's
you
the
should
clock.
give.
That's the
I think you should give it another shot because I
probably.
rewatched it this year, and I thought it was really good.
I do
I thought
remember
it
loving the cinematography. Like I love the giant camera shots and everything. I
was
just didn't
really
understand
good.
why Matt Damon was there. So I'm like, so is he the same character
Hey,
from The Martian?
nope.
No, at the time when I was like, I saw this
Martian
and
wasn't
then
out yet.
well, no, I saw this and then I saw The Martian later. So I'm like, he's almost wearing
Yeah,
like it's
there was two movies where Matt Damon was lost in space,
Yeah, so it
too,
was
too close to each other.
that's what I'm saying. I saw this and then I'm like, The Martian came out, so I'm like, so is this the origin to
Just a
Interstellar?
sequel?
I was like, is this a prequel to Interstellar? Is this why? How would he get to that planet then? Because that was full of water. So
By
I didn't get that.
flying.
Like Iron Man, poked a hole in his suit and went
Yeah, it was
light
fucking
years.
cool. It was cool.
That's a great movie. I actually need to rewatch
Ah,
that.
ah, uh, never.
What?
You said you didn't like it, but then you were
No,
like, it
no,
was a great.
no, no, no.
You're
No, the March.
you're a fraud.
The Martian's a great movie.
Oh,
That's a great movie.
yeah,
Do you like Matt Damon?
I do.
I love his character in what what's that movie with the South Park
Watch
guys?
Air. I need to watch Air.
That's a good one. What's the guy with the South Park guys? They did the Team America Police Force,
Team America World Police.
World Police. I love where it's just like Matt Damon. That's
Matt,
all.
Matt Damon. Also, another great
Horrible movie. Funniest role.
another clip from that movie that I love. 9/11 times 1,000.
There's
My
also my favorite part of that whole movie, even though I only saw it once years ago, is the montage, both song and moment. Do you know the song?
I do not remember the movie
It
that well.
was, dude, it was like I can't I don't know the
Like I
exact
watched it
words.
in middle school and I
Yeah,
was
that's
still
when I
kind of
watched it.
like checking out.
Still growing in consciousness in middle school.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, Papu.
I was like,
Papa's doing karate? I mean,
why?
I didn't get
I
it.
was like, why are they puppet?
I also didn't understand the movie at all. So then when I saw it, like when I got older, I'm like, oh, that's what I watched.
Yeah.
I consumed that at such a young age. Ooh, that explains a lot. But back to Greta. So her best
Yes,
movie you think is Lady Bird?
easily.
I think Lady Bird is definitely like in terms of everything tie with Barbie. I know it's kind of like I guess I'm still kind of on the Barbie train with it. But for me, I saw Barbie back to back a few months apart, but I saw it twice and I loved it each time. And I thought it was really funny. But I think with like just like the actual part of like a story, Lady Bird is really, really good. Like outside of IPs, Lady Bird is super good. Super, super good.
I think Barbie is very good for an IP driven thing. Like it
Yeah.
could have been so
Could have been
easy
so stupid.
to just make a silly little Barbie movie.
Yeah. I mean,
But
because
like,
they got the really bad animated ones from the last
yeah,
17 years.
actually, those have their moments. Those have their
Really?
like I've seen clips from them and I'm like, this is silly. I kind of like this. But like there's this one with Martin Short in it, and he's like just going crazy. It's funny.
Martin Short was in a Barbie movie?
Yes.
Bless you.
All right.
No, it's not good.
Sneezing on the pod.
You're fired.
Oh,
Get this man out of the studio.
the studio's my room. I'm homeless.
I'll call your parents. We'll put you in timeout.
But like it's so easy to turn that into just like a movie about Barbie.
Mhm.
And Barbie is so much more than that and goes to has a lot more depth than anybody expected it to have.
Far more than what I thought.
Yeah.
So
But
much
like
more.
at the end of the day, I still think it plays a bit too much. Like as a movie, it play like it's brought down by being an IP thing and like I guess it's the kind of cynicism of like this is still at the end of the day trying to sell me something.
No, no. I get that.
Where I feel like Lady Bird is just like a more genuine like story.
Because you feel
Like as
personal
a
to Lady Bird.
complete package, it is like a great story.
Yeah, and you feel personal to Lady Bird. Like I can't speak for everyone, but there's probably moments where everyone's had like a conflict with a parent where there's like one parent you see as a bad guy and the other parent you see as a not a hero per se, but less like, you know, Mr. Nice Guy. And
Yeah.
there's always, you know, and it's a very good story on like growing up because she plays a senior in high school, right? That's what Lady Bird was.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So senior year, a stressful year, figuring out, colleges, what you're going to do, who you are, all these uncertainties.
Complicated relationship with your mother, that hits home for a lot of
Well,
people.
complicated relationship with a
Parent.
person, just a
Yeah.
person, like not even a friend, just like the first guy she was with, the
Yeah.
theater kid.
Lucas Hedges.
Big twist. Didn't see that coming.
Theater boys. That one was so real.
The theater kid.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I as a theater kid, that shit happens. That
Oh,
shit
I yeah
goes
I
a lot.
yeah I've heard stories. I've known some theater kids exactly like that, and
Ew.
not there's anything wrong with it, but
Oh
it
no,
was,
there's nothing
but
wrong with
it's
it.
like
It's just
the
funny that it happens a lot.
it's also the fact like that's a true thing. Like that's not something that's only in the movies, and that's why I think this movie, Lady Bird, did a really good job because it felt personable. And
Yeah.
of course, Little Women was an adaptation, right? Like it's like because it's not an IP, it's a book, but it's an adaptation of the story that was done
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah. That is the thing I really respect about Lady Bird or Little Women,
Mhm.
is that it is an adaptation, but it's like
It doesn't feel like it.
not that it doesn't feel like it. It takes the book and adapts it in a new way. It doesn't do the linear
Hmm.
like story. Like it cuts
Hmm.
between the two kind of halves of the book, which
Yeah.
every other adaptation has not done.
Hmm.
Like it's really like they could have very easily, another thing with Greta Gerwig, she could have very easily just directly adapted it. It's been
Yeah.
done before, but she took a new take and then told it non-linear, and I think it makes it a much more engaging watch.
Because it
Um,
requires your focus to differentiate the past and the present and the stories that you hear from the past, because that's where it's the in the future, because that's what it starts
yeah,
with, and then you see these things, and then you can see where they meet in the middle.
yeah,
It's really well done.
good stuff. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I liked it. And her new movie in development is the Chronicles of Narnia, which was something I
Yeah,
didn't expect to hear.
I don't want her to do those. I want her. I want her to make a movie again, like a
Like an original
like
story.
original movie.
Well, I don't disagree that I think Greta should continue to still be making original things, but I think with her on a IP, I think she knows how to take an IP and actually, like we
Like,
said for Barbie, and make it an actual story that's personable.
yeah, it's like I get it, but like
It's for Netflix, isn't it? It's a TV. It's like
you're
a.
you're more interesting when you're not doing IP. Like,
It's for Netflix though, right? It's not. It's like a TV movie.
no, it's I mean, it's not a TV movie. It's a Greta Gerwig movie, but yeah, it is going to Netflix.
Because I saw it on a
Which is
website that's not that great. It said TV movie, but it said for Netflix, so I don't know what that was mean. Like, is it like one movie in like three parts or something?
uh no, I
I
think
don't think
she's
so.
I think she's making two different movies.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, either way, I'm excited because I think she's gonna definitely make it look absolutely gorgeous. I will say that.
Hopefully.
Well,
Actually, that's one thing I don't like about Barbie. It's not like that great visually. The
what those?
sets are great.
Yeah.
The actual cinematography and like especially in the real world,
Hmm.
it looks like a car ad.
Well, because there was one in the middle of the movie, and
Yeah,
they
there
just
was a
like.
car ad in the middle of the movie. Another thing there, I'm like, this is
And
weird.
what's funny though is that actual car ad is just the movie. Like it's either way. Like I actually saw the car ad on a Hulu commercial, and it's like they just cut out the parts of that movie and just placed it
Just
into
cut
one
out
thing.
that scene. Yeah.
It just had one dude talking over it.
Yeah.
So I mean, not to say it's bad. You gotta do what you gotta do, but
Um, I mean, yeah, it's like I think it's a very like it's shot very boringly. I think the sets are gorgeous and everything in
same.
Barbie Land like looks great, but like whenever you take the sets away, like the camera's not doing anything particularly interesting.
I get that because I mean I don't know what the studio had for oversight on what she was going to be doing. I'm sure they had some, but I feel
Yeah.
like they got away with a lot, especially with the studio oversight. Like all the jokes of Hasbro making all the different toys, like the Mojo Dojo Castle,
I do think Hasbro
Awesome House.
was very chill.
Which one?
Hasbro or not Hasbro,
Oh,
Mattel was
yeah,
very chill.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mattel, I think, because they have like 14 other different projects going on at the same time, like the Barney movie with Daniel Kaluuya.
That movie is so weird.
It's
They keep
isn't there also like a gritty Hot Wheels movie that J.J. Abrams is doing as well?
J.J. Abrams is never gonna make another movie again. That man
I
is in director jail.
I think when they
That
mean by
man is
gritty,
never making another movie. He's gonna make like
why is he in jail then? Not literal, but like director jail.
what do you think?
I can't remember the last thing he did.
What was the
Oh,
last
oh, Star
J.J.
Wars.
Abrams movie?
Star Wars, yeah.
That is why he's in director jail.
Shoot, I forgot about that because that's how good it was. I did.
No,
I
it's a
boy.
movie.
Well, I think what they meant by the gritty Hot Wheels movie is that like that one toy that has a dinosaur that can like grab it with like its mouth. It, I think that's what they mean by gritty. Like you're gonna see real people die in these car crashes, which I think would make it horrible because no kid's gonna want to buy Hot Wheels then thinking there's little tiny drivers inside the car now because you can't see
Honestly, I
inside.
kind of like that.
You,
Honestly, I would like to see that.
you
Just
can't see what's inside like a Mad Max Death Road kind of thing.
yeah, I think it would be funny, and I would laugh.
It'd just be like Speed Racer, the one in like 2011, but just like a Zack Snyder filter over it.
Yes, exactly.
It'd be
That would be
awesome. I think it'd be kind of good. I like Greta, and I think you're right. Whenever you see her name attached to a project, you know a specific standard that is set to be with it. And for me, I get excited because I really do love the work she has done, even though it may be not as many as Who and Who, but I think she's at that same level with them, and I think that's really good because it doesn't matter of quantity, it does truly matter quality.
Yeah,
I think she shows that perfectly. And I'm excited to see all the other stuff. And I know Chronicles of Narnia may be different, but I'm excited because I do like her work. And I think at
I
the end
do
of it, for
think
me,
it
it's
would
fun.
be cool to see her do a big budget fantasy, but also I don't trust Netflix to give anyone a big budget.
Well, because they have a cap out. I've read that like they only give like this certain budget and then that's it. Like that's the one they got to work with.
It's Netflix.
But I
Netflix is the scary part of that.
do you want her to direct like anything with like Marvel?
No,
No,
no.
nothing.
Again, I don't want her to do IP. I want her to do
Oh, well,
original.
that's true. That's true. I was just thinking like if there were to be something Greta Marvel, I would kind of like it to be. Well, I think she could take a lot of anything and really make it good. I don't know. I want her to do more stuff. I do,
Squirrel Girl.
whoa, dude, Squirrel Girl would be kind of rad. Dude, Squirrel Girl people give Squirrel Girl a bad name.
No, I
That
know.
she took down Thanos. Okay, this woman's incredibly strong, and I'm not being sarcastic. Squirrel Girl has got a bad name.
I know. It's just
They have
it's
done her wrong. They did her. I think I didn't watch the show. I know she was in like some Disney XD thing.
she was going to be in a show live action played by the
Yeah.
AT&T lady.
Dude, that's a perfect cast.
Yeah, you can look up pictures of her.
No shot. Hold on. Okay, I'll do that later because that's gonna okay. They can set up Young Avengers perfectly if they do that. Do you got anything to add? I got one bit of information with Greta Gerwig before we go on.
Um no. Yeah.
So some fun things I found is that she's also helped. Yeah, I know her, but is that her in a Squirrel Girl costume?
Yep.
Like on set?
That's from the show that got canceled. You
What
can see
the
it right there.
dude? That's perfect. Both costume and character. Wow. I'm
Yeah,
pissed. Okay.
never happened.
Damn. So some fun things I found these on IMDb, so I guess take it with a grain of salt. She's helped write the new script for the new Snow White movie that's coming out.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that, yeah.
So does that give you some sort of comfort knowing that she's a part of the
I
script?
still think that movie will be bad. I
I
mean,
mean, we
did
saw
you
that.
see the picture they
I
posted?
was gonna say, I thought they were
Why do
using.
they look like
I
that?
thought they weren't using CGI. I thought they were using like
It's
actual people.
Uncanny Valley. It is terrifying.
It did look very Twilight Zone, but I thought they were. I thought they said they weren't going to use CGI.
They no,
They,
they never.
I could have sworn they did. Well, they should not use
They said
CGI.
that they weren't using like dwarf actors.
Why?
They were like, it's demeaning. It's problematic.
But doesn't that make it less problematic?
Uh,
Okay. Her partner is Noah Baumbach.
yep,
Baumbach. I didn't know that.
good dude. Actually, there's drama there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Marriage Story is
oh,
the drama.
yeah. Okay. There's a guy I know who loves Marriage Story, and I didn't realize we were
It's
talking the
me.
same.
I love Marriage Story. Marriage Story is very good.
Really good movie. I watched it late, like 11:30, and I couldn't sleep the rest of the night because I was crying in my bed. So don't watch Marriage Story at 11:30 or any past time 9:30. Make it an afternoon movie.
I remember it was this year I watched it. I put it on like right before bed because I was like I like dialogue heavy movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll kind of like lull me off to sleep. But
Mm-hmm.
I ended up watching that entire movie that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I started it at like 1 a.m.
Yeah,
Like
it just harpoon hooks you in and yanks you in, dude. It's
oh
a
yeah.
really good movie. And the last thing is that Saoirse Ronan was both in the running for Luna Lovegood in Harry Potter and Scarlet Witch,
I
or
can see her as
Lunella. Is it
no, it's
Lunella? Luna? Okay, I don't know. But yeah, she I that do you think she would have done great as Scarlet Witch
mm,
or Luna Lovegood? I didn't watch Harry Potter, so I don't know.
I don't get rage from Saoirse.
Oh,
I don't get rage. Yeah.
what about Luna Lovegood? I don't watch Harry
Yeah,
Potter.
you haven't watched Harry Potter?
Well, I watched the first four, and I got tired of just him always saying or someone saying about his dead parents. They say it so much in every single movie.
Yeah, it's an important part.
Yeah, I get it,
Those
but like it's like
movies,
I
dude.
get it, but it's like the first movie I got it. Second movie, okay, maybe because it's been some time, but then like every time in like it's the three and fourth, they're like Harry
It's
Potter with dead
not
parents.
that
Okay,
overbearing.
maybe
Come
because I
on.
watched all four in like 2 days, I was just getting tired of it. But it was like Harry Potter with dead parents. I knew your dead mom. Oh, Potter with the dead parents, right? I knew your dad before he died. Died dad, dead dad.
That is maybe the silliest reason
I didn't
to not
stop
watch
watching
it.
it. I didn't stop watching it because of it. I just
Dude,
stopped. Hold on. I stopped because all these other because I had other movies coming out and I just forgot about it. But I did get tired of always hearing it. It's just like
I
I
feel
got
like
it.
that's like an important part of movies.
I get it, but like they said it enough where you can't forget it. If you at that point forget he has dead parents,
I feel like it's important to know if a character knew his parents or not, you know?
I don't know. I'll probably get around to finishing it. My nephews like it, so I'll probably watch it with them.
Now is the time. They're the perfect like Christmas movies.
Would it be a Christmas movie? Because
Yeah, they all have like little Christmas.
you clearly did not watch the episode where Colin and I go into a little detail of what I consider a Christmas movie.
Oh, are you one of those like cops about it?
What do you mean? I mean,
They're
for
like,
me, for me, what I consider a Christmas movie is like it's got to have three main things in it. I'll roll the clip here because here's my criteria for it being a certain holiday movie. The holiday has to be the deadline of the movie. Something's got to be happening before this time. The holidays has to be used as some sort of MacGuffin, as either progressing the story or holding everything, and it has to be raised in this movie that it is happening during or before the said holiday. Like, and not just saying, "Oh, hey, we're going somewhere for Christmas." Christmas movie. No, it has to be like the whole thing. In this standard, I consider Die Hard and Iron Man 3 a Christmas movie.
then you can consider the Harry Potter movies Christmas movies.
I just remember being a brief second that it's like I don't know. We'll get into that in our Christmas as our Christmas special. So for SAG after updates, not much has been going on. I want to switch to that real quick.
I've seen drama.
Well, hold on. Not just much has been going on that hasn't already been discussed already. So they still have the tentative agreement, but no one is really officially 100% on board. Like not everyone on the membership team is voting yes.
I've seen a lot of frustration with members over the AI wording.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that's why they held that press interview, the press conference thing on Friday or Thursday.
Yeah.
To
The like
discuss all of that.
town hall thing.
Yeah. With the guy that was the head negotiator. And I'm sure he answered a lot of questions. And I'm still there's a lot of
Fran Drescher.
Yeah, but also that other guy, the I
Duncan Crabtree, Ireland.
yeah, I was gonna say that guy. He was the one that was doing all the talking with it, from what I remember seeing on the video.
Yeah.
But I don't know when they're gonna reach the 100% agreement. I don't know if it'll be the next week and everything. But once they do, that's when we'll probably start going back to everything that's a little normal, like how we used to. But
It's talking about things that are coming out.
things are coming out in the future as much. We're
Yeah.
slowly trying to hold off a lot of that. But did you see what David Zaslav said in the week in the news? Did you see what he said?
Oh, yeah, that like writers are
I got to get the quote out. It's right here. I got it perfectly. So David Zaslav, the man who is so flip floppy, he said this. I swear this is in tweets, in tweets and in quotes. He says the writers were actually right about everything all along, but suggests they're overpaid. This is him quote. They are right about almost everything. So what if we overpay? I've never regretted overpaying for great talent or a great asset. End quote. What is he saying? What is he saying?
the worst. He's
He
the worst.
he's so. Where was he? Where was this in July? Where was this after X amount of hours the strike
Oh
started?
man, he sucks so hard.
Dude, I don't think airport bathrooms or vacuums don't suck as hard as this man.
Like if I said my true feelings about David Zaslav, this podcast would be flagged and taken down.
So let's just leave. You can text it.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll do that. But yeah, this man who will cancel a 30 million. There's go full Nick Cantu on him. This man who
no, worse than that.
This man who stopped a movie from being made for a tax write-off, which is now after the recent thing. So we talked about this last week. Everyone was in droves saying
hopefully this was going to get sold.
Yes, this is so we're talking about the Coyote versus Acme movie that we talked briefly on last week that we're hosting screening. So Netflix, Apple, Amazon Prime are all interested in acquiring this movie, and screenings were set up this last week. They were saying like, hey, this is really good. Even Phil Lord, Chris Miller were like, this is really good.
Yeah.
So there are people out there who want to see it.
I hope it gets a home.
It should, but the funnier thing about what happened with this, oops. I think I actually closed my computer. I don't know if that did anything. My bad. The funnier thing that happened this week, I didn't know what happened. Sorry. Yeah, all I just saw was my screensaver for a little bit. I don't know what was heard or not. But what's funny the thing about this week was that the Congressman Joaquin Castro is calling for a federal investigation for Warner Brothers for its handling of Coyote versus Acme.
Hang them in the town square.
He goes, the tactic of scrapping films for tax breaks is predatory and anti-competitive. It's like burning down a building for insurance money.
It absolutely is.
It is insane. So I'm very interested to see how far they're going to be getting into this investigation.
I hope they make it illegal and stop them doing it.
Because then I feel like if they go into this investigation, they may have there's probably going to be something where they then like say, hey, now with these two movies, it's probably going to set, it's definitely going to set a precedent. But do you think they'll release both movies, Batgirl and Coyote?
No, I think Batgirl's gone.
They can go back in the trash and dig it out.
I think they wiped it.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, dude, that's so
shame.
Dumb. That's shame.
It's evil.
It is for shame. And some other interesting stuff that happened this week. I'm going to get into the more interesting one in a little bit. Game of the Year nominations has officially come out for this year Game Awards. So we have the 7 nominations, which is Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Baldur's Gate 3, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom.
Good list.
Great list. And I don't know much about all these different movies. I know Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, and Baldur's Gate 3 were the most talked about the games this year for sure.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to come down to those 3. Because I'm a big Spider-Man fan, I think Spider-Man 2 is going to be great, but Baldur's Gate, that is including a big Dungeons and Dragons community and incorporating that kind of playing, I think it might get Game of the Year.
Oh, Baldur's Gate has it on lock. There's no chance it doesn't.
Because you played it, and I have nothing to play it on, but I saw a ton of gameplay, saw a lot of stuff about it, read about it.
So good.
Yeah.
It is like unreal good. Like it's a game I can't believe exists kind
Mm.
of good. Um, Tears of the Kingdom was my game of the year, and I thought there's no way anything will beat it because it's so good and it just revolutionizes the way you do open world and how you can interact with an open world.
Mm.
And then Baldur's Gate was like, cool, we're gonna do everything you've ever wanted.
And then
And I
Spider-Man 2 was definitely,
Spider-Man 2 is good.
yeah.
It's, it's nothing like world shattering or
It's
super
my world got shattered because I it was a game that I really wanted. I'll say that. I
yeah.
guess personal bias.
It's fun. It's fun, but it doesn't do anything revolutionary, you know.
No, yeah, I get that. Like it's not it's essentially the same game, bigger map, new cosmetics. I
It's a
get it.
Ubisoft game that is good.
Yeah, I get that. Like, but like Baldur's Gate definitely set a whole new standard of gameplay, and Tears of the Kingdom, like you said, set a new standard of open world.
One game I wish was included in Game of the Year. I really liked Jedi Survivor. I thought it was really, really good.
I forgot that came out today. Not today.
Today.
Sorry. This year.
But like I thought that game was really good. And honestly, I liked it more than Spider-Man 2.
Really?
Um,
Again,
and
well, I mean, I also didn't play any of these things,
yeah,
so
I
I
think
can't.
I think Jedi Survivor had such an incredibly strong story, and its gameplay was so much better than the first one. It's so good, and like
You look good, real
I
good.
love the level designs, I love the world, and it has some of the best set pieces ever. Like it's a very tightly compacted, great story. It's just like a great package. And I know when it launched, it had a lot of issues and glitches, which is probably why it didn't get a nom. But like,
The Jedi Survivor.
yeah,
Really?
oh yeah, it had a lot of performance issues.
Hmm.
I never had any, but I know a lot of people did. Um, but like at the end of the day, when something like a remake of a game gets nominated, I always prefer that an original get get the nom. Like,
And I don't disagree that because well, didn't Ragnarok win Game of the Year last year? No, that was not Game of the Year. That was
no, game of the year last year. God, what was game of the year last year? I think it was Ragnarok.
oh, I got it. Go on. Don't look it up. Don't look it up, Cameron. Come on. Don't look it up. Don't
Not.
do it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was Elden Ring.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but isn't that a continuation of the Dark Souls game? Or
No,
no?
no. Elden
No.
Ring is a new world. It's not a
Okay.
continuation of the story. It's a Souls-like.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, like you have Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and also Demon Souls. And those like established the gameplay, but then you have Souls likes that are
Mm-hmm.
like Bloodborne and Sekiro and Elden Ring, and also now games like Liza P, The Surge, um, those games that are like third person melee fighters, and they're hard. They're really hard. Actually, I would say the Jedi games are Souls likes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are easier Souls likes, but they function also.
Well, you heard it from him, folks. Game of the Year is going to be going to Baldur's Gate 3.
By a mile.
And I don't know when are the Game
One
Awards?
of those miracle games, those generation defining like
That's true. That's really good.
masterpieces. And if it goes like people like I get it. Like I get it. You love Spider-Man, you want to talk it up, but like
Yeah, I like the game a lot.
you like there are these people in comment sections that are like if it doesn't go to Spider-Man 2, it's rigged. And it's like you you don't know what Baldur's Gate 3 is, and it shows.
I, if Colin was here, he'd be fighting so hard for Spider-Man 2. You know that. I can hear him clawing at the phone
Like
right now.
it's a good game,
It's a great game.
but ultimately I like the first one more.
I
It's
I
a better story.
I don't know. I haven't played Spider-Man 2 yet. I just seen enough to know I love it and I think it's great. But I also saw a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, which I know is really, really good because I've been getting more and more into my D&D stuff. I took a break for a while because we had a bunch of stuff, but I'm trying to get back into it. I think though, I think we'll probably talk more about it when it comes out. December 7th is the Game Awards, so we'll probably have an episode a little bit
Word.
about that later on.
Again,
And
the GTA 5 trailer they had.
yeah,
GTA 6, my
I
bad.
was, I was gonna say we've had GTA 5 for almost 2 decades, Cameron. We
Yeah,
we we
my
know
bad,
that
my bad,
trailer.
my bad.
We all know that trailer. Oh yeah, this was something you might like, Cameron. This is something I'm not putting 100% confidence in, but this is something you've been wanting. Disney is
Okay.
Disney is an
Yes,
abs
yes, yes.
Disney is absolutely, as in quotes,
Yeah, yeah,
considering
yeah, yeah,
making more 2D animated movies in the
Oh,
future.
oh, how I've waited for that
So
day.
here's the deal.
Oh, I want
I
it so bad.
so hold on. Here's my thing. I never saw anything wrong with 3D animation. I love 2D and I love 3D animation. By their own, they are both incredible mediums. Does 3D take a little longer? Yeah. Is it more
No, it
expensive?
doesn't.
Sure.
Way
I
faster.
heard I heard it takes like
Way
longer.
faster, inexpensive.
What am I? Oh, I'm thinking of 2D animation. Did I say 3D?
Yeah, you said 3D.
I meant 2D. 2D I know is all the hand drawn stuff because that's real art and that's where it's insane.
Well, 3D is also real art,
Hold
but
on,
like,
just listen. 2D is real art, like it's like physically drawn and then all those different frames into one singular thing, which is the movie. 3D 3D art, which is also art, is I think like do you know what I'm trying to say here? Like 2D is more of like the actual physical effort, where 3D
it's
is
more
the
tactile.
yeah. And so I've never saw anything wrong with 3D and 2D animation. Does 2D obviously look very different than 3D, but I've never understood why everyone disliked the change so much. Now, should Disney have gotten rid of the 2D animation? I don't think that's a great move. Like with Wish, I've kind of liked that it looks 2D. Maybe it's not exactly 2D, but it looks
Wish.
less. It looks a lot different than what I would have assumed a Disney movie to be.
It seems like a desperate attempt to kind of try
2D.
the Spider-Verse C thing.
Kinda, I get, but like the background with a little watercolor thing, I've liked it
Have you played Uncharted 4?
one time long ago.
It Okay. Well, you can unlock these like filters to play the
Mm.
game under. It looks like they just used one of those.
Well, okay, well, I'll take your word for it. But I mean, personally, I've enjoyed the animation. I've been I've I've been more
Ooh.
impressed how they go through the animation process at those movies. It's definitely different. But could you explain the whole hate between 3D and 2D?
I think it's just like 3D feels it like 2D animation has this certain warmth to it, this
Yes,
handcrafted feel
yeah.
that
Because the first thing I'm thinking of is Tarzan when I think of 2D, when I think of the 2D Disney
yeah,
animation.
and like I think 2D just has more personality to it. You
Mm.
can put more like it's more human, you know? And I think 3D animation is just ultimately more less personal. It feels like too perfect,
Mm.
you know, like robotic in a sense. And especially when they made the switch to 3D animation, it wasn't immediately good.
What was
Like
the first one that
I
they did?
think the first one was it was Dinosaur.
That's right.
Dinosaurs.
I
A Dinosaur is the worst movie they've ever made. That movie is terrible. And you know what
I
else? The ride. The ride's really bad.
say I remember when you took me when we had a day off. And you and I drove to Animal Kingdom. I think it's when we were doing the 4 parks in 1 day thing.
That was a
That was a great day. But I remember when I rode Dinosaur for the very first time. And I remember wanting to annoy the god living life out of you because I know how much you hated Dino Land.
I hate that Land.
I know you hate Dino Land. And I remember when we were talking about our Michael Bay episode, when you found out it was getting shut down, you almost
Dude,
celebrated.
I was running laps in the flight box room. I was jumping up for joy. I remember I left the flight box room and I walked over to brewing and like was
Uh,
talking to everybody in the back. I was like, Dino Land's dead. It's like, and then like one person would be like, "Aw," and I'd be like, "No,
yeah.
Shut up.
Well, I don't know if I was working. I think I was working. I don't think I was working brew with that shift when you walked out. I
That was fun.
remember.
My phone was like I put like we were all in the flight box
Actually, no. I
room.
think I was. I think I was off, and I texted you that.
I,
Yeah,
I just I pulled up the D23 stream. We were all
yeah.
huddled around watching it, all folding in little flight boxes, like full grandma. Flight box room. Oh, best room in the
That
world.
was a great. It went flight box from then brew. Brew had such a special feel. Actually, almost a year ago today. That's when it shut down.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
I
almost a
got. It
year ago today. I got sent to Nightmare Hell from outer space.
wasn't that bad, Cameron.
You didn't have to work there.
I just love pissing you off with that. But yeah, dinosaur. When we first wrote it, I remember you hated both the park and the ride, or the ride, the park, and the movie. And I was like, oh, I got to use this because it's the same way with the Jimmy Fallon thing. Whenever it was like the applause
Oh,
sign,
you were the worst with that.
because it's so fun to see you pissed off. So when we were riding the ride, and the whole point of the ride, if you haven't written it, is you get in this Jeep, you go back in time, and you're supposed to look for Aladar, the main character of the movie, who is the iguanodon. And I love this movie. With
You do not love that movie.
I
You do
actually
not.
no, I really do. It's because it's like
What
I
happens? What's it about?
so Aladar is this dino wig. At the beginning of the movie, you see these two dinosaurs, these like really small dinosaurs get chased, and it kicks one off, goes down this river, and you see this whole cinematic thing with different animals following this egg through various parts of the land. You find it, and these little lemur monkey things take the egg. It opens. Aladar is raised by this family of these little small monkeys.
Okay, I'm gonna admit now that I watched this movie this year
Yeah,
and I don't remember a single thing about it.
that's the opening of the movie. But then basically he's grown up with these monkeys thing. There's this part where they're trying to find the monkeys, and this big meteor happens. This meteor happens. They have to run off the island. They swim to this next
I
part of
get
the
it. I
island,
get it. I get it. I get
and
it.
now the whole migration of these different animals now are iguanodons, tyrannosaur, not well, conatars is the main guy, but you know, if you ask me about this, I'm gonna deliver.
Hmm?
Are you texting? What are you doing?
I'm hiring a hitman.
Okay. I love the movie for nostalgic purposes. I grew up with the movie and everything, so I guess that's probably why it's not in no way, shape, or form of
Nostalgia,
it.
the biggest defender of bad movies.
Yeah, in no way, shape, or form is it a perfect movie. I just had fun with it. But when we were riding the ride, I gotta finish the story. We were riding it. I remember trying to piss you off because the whole point you're looking for Aladar the iguanodon, and the point of it is that you don't see him till the end of it. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna have fun with this. So while we're riding, I'm like, where's Aladar? That's not Aladar. That's the Conator. I can't find Aladar. And by the time at the very end when you find him, I go, Aladar, you turn, you turn so quick, and you go, shut the hell up. Like you that was your last nerve. Like I think you
I was
grabbed my
going to.
shirt.
It was already bad enough that I was on the ride.
I think you like grabbed my shirt and like started like shaking
Dude,
me.
I wanted to pull a Homer Simpson, man. Like you
And
were my part, bro.
that was my that was that is when I know I've done my job, when I can get that sort of level of reaction for you.
It's terrible. It was
Yeah, but they're probably gonna go back to 2D. God willing, they go
I
back.
don't I don't think they actually will, but wouldn't it be nice?
It
Wouldn't
would
it
be
be?
nice. It'd be really nice because I wonder what all these other different things are going to be doing. And I don't know. And to kind of rattle off some other good stuff that happened, Pedro Pascal is probably our Reed Richards.
Cool. I hope he doesn't play it like cool dad. I hope he plays
Well,
it like the aloof, antisocial weirdo that he is.
yeah, I think like I hope we don't get a Joel Miller in this
Yeah. Or
because
Mando, or like I want,
well,
yeah,
because Mando's still pretty stern. I don't want stern. I want goofy.
yeah. I
Because
don't
who's
want Goofy. He's
well
not
no
Goofy.
I know I like can't find the right word here. What's the word you used a second ago? Can't find it.
Aloof.
There's the word. Yeah, I think who's the guy who did the first one? So,
I
Gruffov.
own I own Grufford.
Yeah,
It's
that
one of
guy. I
European people.
IG. He did a really. I remember his. I haven't seen the movies in forever. I remember liking his Mr. Fantastic as a kid.
Yeah, I think he plays a good like
Reed.
yeah, like cartoony and
Well, it
So
felt like
honestly,
the
I think
show.
Miles Teller is a good choice.
I don't want to talk about that movie.
I think he's a great choice, but that movie is really bad.
People hate the design of the Thing in that movie.
Yeah, because it's bad.
I don't know. I kind of,
He looks
I,
weird.
I don't know. I thought it was kind of. It
You
felt
know what's
more rock
cool?
like. It felt
Covering
more rock
Michael
like.
Chiklis and a bunch of actual rocks.
I was gonna say.
That's some real cinema, baby.
I forgot Michael Chiklis was the Thing.
Yeah, man. And it has the greatest scene of all time when when he's about to commit suicide on the bridge. And then there's the other guy, and then the other guy is freaked out because the thing is made of rocks, and then it causes like a whole traffic collision. And then the Fantastic Four have to save a bunch of people, and it also includes Jessica Alba having to get naked
Oh,
because
that's right. She couldn't go invisible.
yeah.
That's so
Um,
dumb.
and it was very much the mid 2000s. We need to find any way to get the clothes off a woman. Um, and then
Not a good call.
and then eventually it ends with like the Thing saving the day, and people are all giving him a standing ovation, except his wife is there.
Oh, that's right.
And then she's like, she's crying, and she takes off her wedding ring and puts it on the street. And then she walks away, and then the Thing tries to pick up the wedding ring, but his fingers are too big. It's so funny. It's the funniest thing in the world, and they play it so
I was
seriously.
thinking, like, if I was her, I'd be like, my husband's a hero. But
You're like, he's made of rocks, but
I
we
gotta
can
rewatch these movies
manage.
then. The only thing I really remember from those movies are very niche moments, like the
I remember
snowboard,
calling him Jessica Alba. No, never
huh?
mind. I don't remember.
Yeah, but like the snowboarding scene with Johnny, and then the
Oh,
thing when they're at the club and he does that thing with his fingers.
yeah,
Yeah, that, and then when Michael Chiklis was human. That's the
yeah,
only thing from those movies I remember. And then like the Silver Surfer going through the bus, but that's the second movie. But that's the only thing I remember.
yeah.
So I gotta probably, I think Colin and I will rewatch those movies. Well, we'll get together on Sunday. We'll rewatch them.
Ugh, no.
I'm gonna spend $5 to watch those movies. I'm not happy about that. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be great because because he's shooting Gladiator 2, this other movie called The Weapon, but he's also shooting The Last of Us season 2. So I guess the schedule's gonna be pretty open.
It's good to know that he'll be in two movies pretty prominently and a show
I think it's gonna
that
be a very quick.
he will be in a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quick run from set. I will say that. Like, all right, cool. Thanks, guys. Very quick wrap party.
Yeah.
And we have a new Spider-Man comic coming out titled "The Spectacular Spider-Men," with both Miles and Peter are the main focus of the story. Written by the guy who co-created and wrote Spectacular Spider-Man.
Like the show.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I like that.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love that show so much.
I need to watch it.
You know what's not a good show? I've never liked Ultimate Spider-Man.
That one I watched a lot as a kid.
I watched a lot because I was young and I liked Spider-Man. The only thing I loved about it is that it included Luke Cage, included Iron Fist, White Tiger, Nova, all in one room with Spider-Man. And they had a good cast. They had the guy that voices Beast Boy,
Yeah, I know.
Greg Sipes, who was Iron Fist. Great choice for Iron Fist. And they included a lot of good villains I liked.
Yo, there's a video
like
on
Drake Bell.
TikTok of Greg Sipes showing off his apartment where he
His
lives.
beach house, yeah.
It's sick as hell.
Dude, it does a lot for a little
On
small
Venice
space.
Beach.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful view of that beach.
Man, that's sick. But yeah.
And then the last sad thing I want to, before we go to our next director, Edith Piaf.
Oh God.
Yeah, they're having a biopic of the movie, and it's in the works right now. And they are using the very thing that they have been fighting for to make this movie. They're fighting AI, but yet AI is going to be the one to recreate her likeliness, voice, everything. What the hell? What do you think about it? I mean, I'm kind of trying to figure out because
evil.
Warner Music is the one that's developing all this different thing.
It's terrible.
I mean, oh yeah, I just want to let you know. I wasn't saying because I disagree or or I like it. I think this is just stupid beyond hell.
It's atrocious. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Sorry, hold
Yeah.
on.
It's
There's not really much to go from that. It's stupid. It's dumb. It shouldn't be done.
yeah.
Let them be where they are.
Yep.
If you want to do a biopic, cast a person.
Yeah.
Have Austin Butler figure out how to sing like her, or just like come on, do something.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'd rather have Austin Butler. Sorry, I'd rather have Austin Butler do this movie than AI.
Yeah. It's
It's stupid. All right. Well,
disgusting stuff.
huh?
Disgusting stuff.
Yeah. That'll have to wrap up episode 29 of the Tu-Vie podcast. Cameron, can you guess the next director?
No.
Well, you're gonna have to.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is it Yorgos Lanthimos?
Dude, are you serious?
Don't
No,
fuck me.
it's Guillermo del Toro. I mean, it's still a good choice, but no, it's Guillermo del Toro. So we are gonna have that for episode 30.
Yay! I like
Yeah.
Guillermo.
I was debating for a Halloween episode, either him or
It's a little late for Halloween.
no, who? Well, hold on.
John Carpenter.
Yeah, I was deciding between John Carpenter and him, but I thought since like he's known as the king of Halloween or something,
The master
of horror. That's what it was. Yeah, I thought. So yeah, that'll have to wrap up episode 29 of the Tu-Vie podcast. If you guys did enjoy the episode, be sure to drop us a follow on all the podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. I guess you can call that a podcast platform. I'm rolling my everything, man. I'm out. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, and Letterboxd. We post a lot of good stuff there. Thank you, Cameron, for that one.
Do what you want. Don't listen to the man.
Yeah, you're very punk rock with the new Asgard t-shirt, buddy. Love it. Where'd you even get that shirt?
You'll never guess. It's the place where they sell Marvel things.
Oh, the Disney store
Disney
at the
World.
mall.
Actually, I think I got a Cast Connections.
They sold that?
Yeah, it was cheap.
I didn't know that. I have a pin that says somewhere Asgard Tours Employee of the Month, I think. Where is it?
Look at you.
Did I lose it? Oh, it's right there. Yeah. I wore that to when I went to go see Thor Love and Thunder.
So you didn't even know what it meant?
No, I mean, I had a feeling because they showed in the trailer they had new Asgard, and I'm like,
it's funny.
I still stand by my feelings on that movie. Call me what you want, but I know who I am.
Man.
Whatever. That'll have to wrap up. See you guys next time.